The non-existence of Napoleon Bonaparte is a fascinating what-if scenario that would have profoundly altered the course of European and world history. Napoleon was a product of the French Revolution, but his ambition and genius transformed a chaotic revolutionary period into a continent-spanning empire. Without him, the world would be unrecognizable in many ways. Here are some of the most significant consequences of a world without Napoleon. 1. The fate of the French Revolution. A more traditional outcome, the French Revolution was already a turbulent and violent period. Without Napoleon, it's highly likely that France would have been defeated by the first coalition of European monarchies, Austria, Prussia, Britain, etc. This would have likely led to the restoration of the Bourbon monarchy, though perhaps as a constitutional monarchy like Great Britain, rather than an absolute one. No widespread spread of revolutionary ideals. Napoleon's conquests and the legal and administrative reforms he imposed on conquered territories, like the Napoleonic Code, were crucial in spreading the ideals of the French Revolution, liberty, equality, fraternity, across Europe. Without him, these ideas would have spread much more slowly and would have faced much stronger resistance from traditional monarchies. 2. The shaping of Germany and Italy. No unified Germany or Italy, at least not in the same way Napoleon's actions were the catalyst for the unification of both Germany and Italy. By dissolving the Holy Roman Empire and reorganizing the German states into the Confederation of the Rhine, he laid the groundwork for a future, unified Germany. Similarly, his restructuring of the Italian peninsula created a sense of Italian identity and a desire for a unified nation-state. Without Napoleon, these unification movements might have never happened or would have taken a very different path, perhaps centuries later. 3. Geopolitical changes and the rise of other powers. The Louisiana Purchase. Napoleon's need for funds to finance his wars with Britain led him to sell the Louisiana Territory to the United States in 1803. Without Napoleon, this territory would have likely remained in the hands of Spain for a longer period, drastically altering the expansion and development of the United States. The U.S. might have been confined to its original borders or would have had to fight to expand westward, potentially leading to a new Europe on the North American continent with French, Spanish, British, and American nations. The decline of Spain and Portugal's colonial empires, Napoleon's invasion and occupation of the Iberian Peninsula created a power vacuum that allowed independence movements to flourish in Spanish America and Brazil. Without this disruption, these colonies might have remained under European control for a longer time. The rise of Britain. While Britain was already a major power, the Napoleonic Wars accelerated its rise to global naval and economic dominance. By defeating Napoleon, Britain secured its position as the preeminent world power for the next century. 4. The development of modern warfare and society. A different military landscape. Napoleon's military innovations, from the corps system to the use of conscription on a massive scale, fundamentally changed the way wars were fought. Without his influence, warfare might have remained closer to the 18th century model of smaller, professional armies. The Napoleonic Code, this legal code, which standardized French law and influenced legal systems across Europe and the world, would not have existed. This would have meant a different approach to civil law, property rights, and equality before the law in many parts of the globe. In essence, a world without Napoleon would have been a world with a much different map and a slower, more conservative political and social evolution. The French Revolution's radical energy would have been contained, and the forces of nationalism and liberalism that defined the 19th century would have been significantly weakened.